top-tier action this week to kick off the split, and we have chosen the lineup of another OP pros that stood above the rest in their season openers. 5 OPs, and the first one is Forgiven Gree, his re-entry into the LCS in style with SK Gaming. Fantastic job for him. Although it was a team effort by him, he definitely contributed his part.
I just love the fact that he changed his name to Forgiven Gree, and I just added the Greek crowd in there. But yeah, if you look at his CS numbers, that guy can farm. He's always in the game with insanely high CS numbers. Even when we do a queue, it's really fun to see just how much farm that guy gets somehow, and his gap close usage is amazing.
Yeah, and he is adding some of that winning lanes to SK Gaming, and in combination with what they already did in the late game, they are looking very dangerous. And then the next one is Febivin. Febivin bringing the goods in for Fnatic here in week 1. Absolutely fantastic play. He had big shoes to fill, but he's absolutely delivered an 18 KDA over 2 games here, and his Xerath was super impressive yesterday.
Yeah, he definitely sniped people out there. Big, good ability usage. He didn't pop his ulti too early. He waited for another full spell rotations very often, and then popped his ulti at the right time. In synergy with the Fnatic lineup, he's looking strong, and he might be one of the top-tier mid laners in this season.
Yep. The next one up is Power of Evil. Although his ults today weren't completely on point yesterday, destructive performance on Syndra, very impressive by him. Still a lot of room to grow, and I think he definitely deserves to be put in his list.
Yeah, I think definitely game 1 merits him being placed here. He played a very nerfed Syndra. I think her win rate almost went from like 51% to 44 or something. So it definitely impacted the champion hard, but he just showed that he's such a master of that champion that it doesn't even matter. Nerfs, I don't care. I'll still win the game.
Next up is Whirly B. Definitely deserves praise here for the Giants going 2-0. He was a massive factor in there. Don't give him that Jax.
Yeah, it's gonna be slowly predictable. Let's get Willip off his Jax, try and give him something else. Let's keep Pepinero in the mid lane, and let's get the jungler away from the top lane, because it seems that Giant does like feeding Willip, and in return, he carries 2 games for them.
Yeah, 14 kills, the most of a top laner over these 2 games here. And last up, it is Yellow Star leading his brand new team to 2 victories, great engages as Annie, and just solid. It is his role to lead these troops, and he did so fantastically.
Yeah, Yellow Star is picked out his team, his henchmen, and took him to the LCS, showed him the ropes, and they're definitely thanking him for that with 2 victories.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all coming together there for Fnatic. But then your MVP of those players once stood out, bringing a whole other level of play to the Rift. One of the most veteran members of the LCS, our week 1 MVP is Fnatic support Yellow Star. We had to give him that praise. Fantastic job by him. He had 31 assists, the most over these first 2 days. A kill participation of almost 73 in the summer split last year. 2 MVP spots with Fnatic. Now 1 already. He's going places.
Yeah, I do like the way he picked Annie twice, and in my opinion, coming into this week, I was not a fan of Annie support. I think it has a pretty bad laning phase, especially if you're into Leona. But what Bora does, he solves that by just roaming a lot, and he makes his team roam with him. You see him group up with Reignover the first game. It reminded me almost of Meteos and Lemonation, the way they were walking around contesting Raptor camps, getting deep vision out. He's basically taking out the weakness in the laning phase, transitioning that into strength for roaming and getting other lanes ahead, and then in return his team will help him out. And he had this really clutch Tibbers flash turnaround earlier today as well. And he's reading the game well, and it just shows he's been on top of the game for so long. He's been here since Season 1, played AD carry. He's mastered 2 roles. He can even play the top lane Shen that he once did, I think. So when Blitzcrank, if I remember correctly. So yeah, dude can play League of Legends.
He can definitely play, and definitely congratulations to him for being the MVP Yellow Star. The European LCS will continue next Thursday, starting with a clash between H2K Gaming and Meet Your Makers. Fnatic will play Roccat later in the day, and we'll see an old school LCS matchup as SK Gaming takes on Gambit. That all starts next Thursday at 6 p.m. Central European Time. That is 9 a.m. Pacific. But you don't have to wait a whole week for more LCS action. The North American League Championship Series starts tomorrow with a title fight between the Titans of NA, Team Solo Mid, and Cloud9. And the day will end as Counter Logic Gaming faces off against Challenger Series winner Team 8. That all starts tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central European Time, noon Pacific. Cloud9 TSM to start things off there, Crepo. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I actually managed to play a couple of games with Santor, and I'm really rooting for him. I think he has really good mechanics. He's a really good, solid player, so I hope he stays away from Langes to get some champions that he can make plays with. And a lot of interesting matches. You know, my old team, EG's now remained to Winterfox. I want to see how those guys end up doing. And then I just want to see the flexibility of these teams when it comes to replacements, because there's a lot of people with visa issues right now in the States, and they have to like field replacements for their rosters. So this shows how important scouting your subs out is. So it'd definitely be an interesting opening week for the American LCS, but I don't think we can draw too many conclusions. But I'll be watching.
Yeah, me too. That's all for us today from Berlin. Thank you very much for joining us in the desk this week, Mitch, and for myself and the entire broadcast crew. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the